Okay, well, I'm gonna have to do something a little bit different than what I normally do. Yeah, so here's my PNG model talking to you over top of some gameplay. Unfortunately, it seems like my last 2 days of streaming have come up blank, and I didn't realize till after I published the Toxic Vivian video that the audio had completely cut out. So I will do some over commentary, kind of just playing through some of the better games that I unfortunately don't have any audio for. So seems like in this game I was planning on trying to do some kind of fire psychic start. So I think, well, I know what's gonna happen this game, but fun little beginning, because I've been trying to get a good game with Vulpix, but no Vulpix have been showing up in a lot of my games. I do have a game that I did play. I don't remember if it did very well, so I probably won't be able to showcase that one, but I did get a Ninetales in it. And it was doing alright. I also had a Meg Mortar. Yeah, I remember. Okay. So, we pick up the Espeon. We got an early Charmeleon. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling good. We're gonna do a interesting little fire psychic overlap, and I feel like forcing this, so the way I was looking at it was, I don't really care what I get, I'm gonna try to make this work. And the idea was that I wanted to go Stella Rouge. Right now I'm looking over, trying to decide what overlaps on uniques I could potentially get. I was looking at the Psychic Dragons, thinking I could maybe partner them with the Charmeleon, potentially turning that into a Charizard, and getting the 3 Dragon, and getting the double Psychic from both of the Latioses and Latios, as well as the Charizard. But that is not how the game plays out, as we will see. And I'm just combining some items and putting them on the Espeon, because I know that I'm going to eventually sell it. I'm sure during the game I was saying that it's not the very best to do, because the scaling on Espeon's ability is just giving a bunch of attack speed to the team, but I was like, eh. I mean, if we put in more units, such as this Machop, we will be able to utilize more from the attack speed boost that the evolution lines give the team. Okay, so we get our first pick. I guess I was just going straight for the water. Didn't pay too mind what units were in there, because I was just like, you know what, we're going Psychic. We're gonna need some caster items to make Psychic work, so we will just grab the water. So yeah, we're looking over the units. Lots of field in. I'm starting to wonder if I should go field, because we already got the Eevee. And then I was like, we got Zoroark. I'm checking the region. Yeah, I'm realizing there's nothing in the region I can really use. So I'm assuming right now that something I would be saying in the game was like, I don't really see what I'm gonna do. Maybe I can do field, put that new electric dog in, because it does buff things that are not electric and turn them into electric. I think I'm starting to kind of like doubt what I'm doing right now, probably. I'm just like, okay, screw it. We'll put the water on there. I'm gonna be dumping that EV anyways. I was like, maybe I go dragons. Probably. That's probably what I'm thinking right now. Because I am holding the Charmander on the bench there. I guess I don't decide to pick up this additional Charmander. Oh, I do. Okay, I do. Okay. So I think this is where I'm starting to think maybe I should transition into dragons. But we hold the Litwick just in case. I think I'm re-evaluating. I'm looking at Psychic, trying to figure out how I'm going to make this fire and Psychic crossover work. Because we got the Darmanitan as a potential. I'm thinking, maybe we'll just go 8 fire. I think that's what I was thinking. I'll run into this baby team, easily punch through this. I got a Litwick in the back. Litwick is actually not what you want to appear on a baby team, because Litwick does extra damage. This is where I'm like, okay, we'll grab the water to make cat. Sorry, interrupted my thought. You do not want Litwick on a baby team, because Litwick does extra damage to things that have status effects, and both Pichu and actually all of them have it. Meryl, Pichu, and Igglybuff all create a status effect. So Litwick could do extra damage. Which might end up with you not losing the match and winning it instead. So just something to keep in mind. But anyways, I decided to pick up the water because I want a full caster shell for my casters. So we're going Soldew and we're going Aqua Egg. This team is able to bust through us. I'm like, oh, he's doing fire and he's doing it better than I am, and he has the Braixen fully evolved, and I was like, okay, well, this is where I'm like, okay, we're gonna have to just hope that we can make this fire psychic thing. Luckily, I've stored up a lot of money, because we haven't been getting a lot of evolves. This is where I'm debating leveling up to 6. I can't remember if I did it to hit 4 fire, 3 psychic. So part of me is like, I could do that. And I'm also thinking maybe I could just dump the Espeon right now, stick that on a fire type. I don't end up doing it from the looks of it, so I think we just stay at 3-3. We go into this Gyarados, because my idea was to try to get more fire and psychic portals, but I think I'm also going, well, we did play against that other guy, so there's probably going to be a good amount in the wheel. And there is only one psychic portal, and I think, yeah, we end up taking it. I think I debate afterwards that I circle around it. I think that I should have done that one instead, because I could have gotten the Celerouge from that, because Ghost Fire is probably more. I see that and I just instantly pick it, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna go do some kind of like hybrid between Psychic, Ghost, and Fire, because we got Hoopa. I actually quite enjoy Hoopa. It is one of the better ghosts, in my opinion. It's got 3 good crossover synergies: Psychic, Ghost, and Dark. It can carry you really well through the early game. And it even scales into the late game not terribly either. So it can generally just hold its own, carry you through the entire game. Feels really good. And then once you get your legendary, as long as you get a strong legendary to back it up, you pretty much are guaranteed to probably win that lobby. Get the early Fuecoco, which is really good because we're trying to overlap these Ghost, Fire, and Psychic Synergy. I think I end up dropping Litwick for it, just because it's more power this early in the game than the Litwick. We decide I'm going to move all these items over to Fuecoco because a very early Fuecoco with Psychic and the caster items, in my mind, was like, yeah, that's good. We can have really high end AoE damage, backing up the Hoopa just going crazy in melee range. And this is where I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, I got this extra fossil here. Maybe since I already have the red orb on Hoopa, we turn it into a fire type. That way it gets the passive stacking attack damage from fire, and it can make use of that through the red orb. Yes. We get another really early Fuecoco. Super good. Now we just need a Ditto or another one, and we got a decently evolved backline carry. Here I am thinking, okay, I'm going to grab some more caster stuff. So we pick up that. I think I was wanting the charcoal, but obviously the only one that was in the wheel got taken pretty early, so I'm like, And I think right now I'm debating, maybe we build another Psychic Stone. I think that's why I'm parsed over it. So I'm trying to think about like what we're gonna put in Psychic-wise, because it's a lot easier to kind of get all the fire put together, but Psychic is a little bit more tricky. And I'm also trying to get as much as we can. So I know I'm thinking I need that Darmanitan. That's the best overlapping between Psychic and Fire. And I'm looking at the region just to see if there's any additional pickup units that I can grab. And I keep looking back at Fire to see if there's anything good for me to do overlap-wise. That guy had the Latios and Latios. My game would have went totally different if I got those. I think that I might have just enjoyed doing that as much as we did with this game, but we had a really strong Hoopa in this game, as you will see later. So, I'm looking over the Charmander. I decided to put in Splink, thinking that I need some frontline Psychics, because frontline Psychics are kind of hard to come by. Really, Splink, being the regional, is one of the only like frontline melee ones. There is the Why Not and Wobbuffet, pretty good frontline tank for Psychic. But besides that, in this new Psychic bug that you can kind of see on the bottom of the screen there. But besides the some of the additionals and or regionals, there aren't a whole lot of Psychic frontlines. I'm also looking at the unknowns because I'm not used to playing Psychic. Typically I roll past unknowns. Find a Evo the Torchic. Very good. Find the Darmanitan, which is what we definitely need, so I'd use that to replace the Splink. And then I think this is where I realize I'm not quite at Psychic 5 and or Fire 6 yet, and that I should probably try to fit it in. We find the evolution on the Brazen, but we don't quite have enough money to purchase it at this exact moment. And I see the charcoal here, and I think this is where I'm like, okay, we're gonna get that Firestone right now. Easy pick. Fire charcoal right away. Firestone. Throw that on Hoopa. We got the Fuecoco evolution. We got the Brexit evolution. So we're looking good. We're at Fire 6 now because of the Firestone. We're 1 away from Psychic 5. We got a fully evolved backline carry. I'm looking at the water, thinking about something that I could build for the Hoopa with it. I'm looking at Shiny Charm. I was looking at Stardust. I was also looking at Deep Sea Tooth. I was like, you know what? Whatever we get on the next wheel is fine. I could even get a Soul Dew. That's the last one. I'm looking at Green Orb. I'm like, that one's even not ideal, but we can grab that one if it's really the case. That's the way I was looking at it. Pretty much I can get any item to build, because you kind of want a mana item on Hoopa is pretty good because it gets to evolving quicker, because it doesn't turn into its other form until it's first cast. So I'm looking at Bragson. I think this is where I'm like, should I put the human in and check what TM we have and maybe get Bragson a new ability? Because when you're doing the human strats, Bragson is a awesome target for changing its ability out, because its ability is not bad in the early game, but it definitely doesn't scale as well later, and changing it into a new ability definitely makes Bragson a whole lot better, especially if you can get an AoE ability for it. It can actually start doing some pretty good damage. Also, a very good TM to grab for it early is Payday. If you can find Payday, awesome early game ability to get on it to get yourself some extra money. So I think I pick up Houndoom because, yes, we pick up Houndoom because I'm also thinking about trying to get the Dark Synergy overlap with the team and pretty much make Hoopa our hyper carry. I'm also looking at Psychic again because I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get in another 5th Psychic. And then we get a tool rotation. And I'm like, okay, I see Magnemizer. Okay, they take Magnemizer. Okay, there's a Ghost Tag. And there's a Sound Metronome. Both of those are usable in the team comp. Someone takes the Ghost Tag, so I'm like, okay, we gotta rush over. I grab that before the Whale Lord can grab it. I was like, okay, I guess we'll just have to grab for Sound. And then I'm like, Sound's not bad. We got the water. We could partner with it. And the Metronome, though, is not the most ideal. Okay, it looks like I pick up Relts here, so I can get the 5th Psychic because we can't get Fire 8 at the moment. I put it on the Relts, the Metronome, stick in the Houndoom over the Charmeleon, sell the Charmeleon. You did your job in the early game there, Charmeleon, but you're gone now. And then I decided at the last minute, oh, I should probably move the Metronome over to Bragson, because Bragson has, I think it has 90 PP bar, which is a slightly smaller cast bar than Ralts. Or sorry, it's an 80. We just quickly checked. And then this is where I'm like, should I change its ability? And I quickly looked at that other one. Looking around, we got Hoopa. Can't remember if this Ralt stays on the team. I think I end up changing it out. I'm like, okay, I want a Shiny Charm. But I don't have any more components. But a part of me really wants the Shiny Charm because I need something to keep that Hoopa alive a little bit longer so that it can stack up. Because the plan is, front line, we got a lot of it. They're gonna just tank and live long enough for Celadurge and Bragson to just cast a bunch of those sound abilities to buff up all of our attack speed and attack, while our Hoopa's in the front getting buffed. And I think we were able to pull this one out. Doing pretty good. We've been in first place pretty much since the beginning of the game at 94 life at the moment. still sitting good. At the last moment I decided to put the TM on. I think it's Infatuation. I didn't get to glimpse what's going on with it. And then we get our Darmanitan, which is a beast of a unit. Very, very good unit. If I could fit it into a composition, I like it. It's really hard to find because it's a wild unit, but I like playing it in fire. It's even decent in psychic because it is a frontline unit half of the time. But it is really good because of its ability to go into its Zen mode when it drops low on health. And if you get it the right items, which we get this loaded dice, which is I always end up putting on an attack speed Darmanitan. And we kind of need a attack speed user on the team because we currently have a frontline melee, we got a backline caster, and a attack speeder. Just auto attacker seems like a good plan. I think I might debate putting this on Hoopa, but we kind of need something tanky wise. This is where I look and I go, Darkrai, that hits the dark and the ghost synergy. But Arceus though, Arceus, that hits 3 synergies, and we're doing 3 synergies at the moment, so we dropped the Blaziken. I think that's called I think that one's Blaziken. I think I'm trying to look around to see what to do here. Yeah, okay. We put the Blaziken back in, we dropped the Ralts. I knew that Ralts was probably not staying on the team. So now we got... I think it was because we needed the fire to stay in. I think it was causing some problems with the synergies. So we dropped the Ralts. We're at 7 fire, 5 psychic, 3 dark. So now I'm... I put in another dog. Yeah. This is where I think I start looking for Litten to hit the last fire. Find the Litten, find the Ditto. Super nice. Got that Darmanitan on the back. Yeah, look at that guy. Doing good work back there. Okay, grab the Litten, throw in the Litten instead of the dog. We're now at 4 dark. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to get another dark in unless we get a dark stone. But right now I'm trying to debate, can we get more psychic in? So I would love to hit that psychic 7. Get that big chunk of additional AP, especially since our Celadurge now has the psychic stone, giving us large amounts of AP to him, making him an awesome caster. And then I think this is the first time we've lost in a while right here. And now I'm starting to worry. So if we're losing here when we're starting to hit our stride, that is not good. So I'm looking for an item to help kind of turn things back, and I see the shiny charm and I'm like, okay. And then I see the psychic stone and I'm like, okay, that works. And then someone grabs the psychic stone and I look at the dark stone and I'm like, yeah, I could do that, go 5 dark. And I see the one that's still not taking the shiny charm. I'm like, okay, fine, we're getting the shiny charm. Seeing it now, I could also probably get that firestone. We could do psychic that way. Okay, so I put the Chimchar in, and I'm assuming that that's because, yeah, we put the Chimchar in because that still gives us the human synergy overlap with the Brigson. It's not a big deal. I think I was debating the Magmar for a second because it's pretty much functionally the same as having the Chimchar on the team. We just have less frontline. And maybe I should have done that because without evolving the Chimchar, it is squishy. So it just gets melted right at the beginning of the fight. We win this one. I'm feeling a little bit better now. We're at 8 fire, 5 psychic, 4 dark, 2 human, 2 sound, and 2 ghost. I'm starting to put the shards on our Hoopa. And then I see the bird and I'm like, maybe this one's better. And then I decide to put it in. And then I'm debating this camera up as well on the board. And I was like, I don't think I can get another ghost, so we're taking the Litwick off. I sell those. I think that I'm holding on to the Esper because I'm trying to... I'm thinking that we can go to 9 and we can put the Esper in as a 6th, giving us wild as well for our Darmanitan. And just getting wild 2 is pretty good. I think it gives a huge attack speed boost to wild units. So I remember that I catch this very late. In fact, I think I almost forget to do it, and then I notice that the birds have items on them, and I'm like, oh, shoot. And I quickly move everybody around. Yes, because we want to kill the Articuno first. And then I totally forget last minute that Hoopa is dark. And I'm pretty sure Arceus is also dark, so they dash over to the other side. And I'm like, oh, dang it. Zapdos is going down first, which you totally don't want to do, and I start worrying for a second, and then we end up winning anyways, so I'm super glad about that. We see the items, and I'm thinking we're getting the attack damage protective pads because we're fire, and why not? Stick it on the Darmanitan. Also, protective pads is pretty good because it helps against shields. We'll move Howdoo back in the corner. Finally sell the camera up, and we hard level and put in the Esper, getting us to 6. We're just 1 shy of 7. Roll, find the Litten, hold it because we're at 20 money, and I don't want to drop below that. So yeah. Then we fight this Dragon Water with Palkia just going nuts with its surfboard, and I forget what those glasses are called, but yeah, I'm starting to worry now because we just lost against this powerful dragon team, and I'm just like, I don't know how I'm gonna beat that. So we pick up the Linton, trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. Roll, double Ghastly, roll again, Shinx, roll again, and then I decide, maybe if we reposition a little bit, since we're playing Dark, maybe leaping in the back is how we're gonna win this. So I fully reposition my whole team, pushing it further back, hoping that the dashing in will cause the dark units to be able to get on the back line, and moving all my other units away will help. And then we also lose against this ice team, and I'm like, this isn't good. So I was in first place this whole time, and now we're not doing too good. And I'm all excited because I see the Dawnstone, and I'm like, okay, we got this. Just need to not. And then that guy picks up the item, and I'm like, okay, good. So we're gonna get our Psychic 7. And I'm all ecstatic about it. Okay, so we got a Fletchling. I know that my model's covering it right now, but it's right behind it. So we're holding on to that. We stick that on the Fletchling. I grab the backup one. Now I'm just looking for a Ditto or another one so that we can finish off the team, because this is pretty much it. And then I see it and I go, okay, you know what, sell. We're getting it right now. This is probably one of the last matches. Hopefully we got this. Then we play against this amorphous team, and I'm like, okay. Hopefully we can beat this. And then everything starts kind of falling apart. And I'm really disappointed. Because we got our full synergy. We got 8 fire, 7 psychic. But somehow we live on 4 HP. We're up against, I think, the guy that beat us. We got a reprieve of the dog. That means 1 more item. I'm scrolling, I'm rolling. I don't know what I'm looking for because there's not much. Oh, I guess I'm looking for the Esper because we're on Wild. Because it's the only thing that's pretty much left on the team that we can evolve. And I'm like, well, this item is the only thing that can maybe win it for us. And then we get a bunch of items that aren't incredibly useful. And I can't remember what I pick up. I'm assuming it's safety goggles or ability shield. Yeah, it's ability shield, I think. Yep. Put it on the Darmanitan. And then I stick Hoopa, and then I think I also stick Arceus. Yep. No? Okay, yeah. Last second I stick Arceus there, and I because I want to get the 2 protections on them. And I think we do a little bit better this time, but sadly we don't make it to first place. Or do we? No, we don't quite make it. The Mew and the Amistar survive, even though they're standing in the fire. But regardless, it was a great game. Very close end game. Got in second place. Playing against some really strong teams. Someone also playing fire. Dragon Water guy that I'm glad we never had to play against again, because he kicked our butt. This guy who's playing Amorphous Ice, which was really good. I think that I'm making some critical thinking about whether or not if I had gotten something else besides the Arceus, it might have been a little bit better, because had I gotten like Victini or something, maybe the in-game would have been a little bit better, because it wasn't doing a whole lot for us. Arceus's ability is not the greatest. It's not bad, it's not the greatest, though. It's just like a bunch of true damage to one target. So, had I gotten something that could have buffed the team up a little bit more, maybe things would have went a little bit differently. But the other option was Darkrai, which wouldn't have been bad. Would have added some crowd control to the team, some AoE damage, so it wouldn't have been terrible. But then I would have had to get the Lampet back on the team to get 4 Ghosts, and I would have had to make some alterations to try to get to 8 Fire, because we were kind of just sitting on the edge of that. So the Esper would have probably not came in, so I would have been down the Wild, yada yada yada. Wouldn't have made it to 7 Psychic. But because we were able to do it that way, we were able to get both Psychic and Fire completely completed. So it was a fun match either way. But anyways, yeah, it was too bad I wasn't able to actually bring the audio for that. But we'll do some commentary for this video and maybe another one, because I do have a lot of footage that just doesn't have audio. So, yeah, you watch again. Thank you. Have a great day.